Knicks family, good morning. Knicks Real Talk. It's the morning show. It's Divine Bronx Jedi 7-6. We in the building Saturday, April 17th. We in here, man, about to talk Knicks, man, go over the game, recap and all that good stuff tonight. But salute to everybody out there, man. You know what it is, time to ride and shine, get on your grind, get your coffee, your tea, your nourishment, whatever you need to fuel your body and start your day. It's a weekend, man. I hope everybody doing well. They feeling good about themselves, ready to get into this thing, man, Saturday and go do what you're going to do, man. Enjoy yourself today. Y'all know the deal, COVID-19 still out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands, keep a distance, man. Protect yourself, your friends, your family, your loved ones. Let's get it popping, man. We decided we got a good show this morning. Man, we got a good game recap. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show to recap Knicks versus the Dallas Mavericks. What the game last night we had in Dallas, man. We're going to go over that. BA Jedi going to break down all the content, man. We had a good one, man. It was fire last night. Knicks 5 in a row. Sitting 6 in the Eastern Conference. We're going to get into all that this morning. So everybody vibe and shine, man. I hope y'all feeling good. Let's be joyful. Let's get it popping this morning, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you following Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. We in here this morning, man. Salute Bronx Jedi 76. How you doing this morning, my brother?
I'm doing good, Divine. Good morning to you. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, all our audience. Welcome aboard to the Knicks Real Talk this beautiful spring, April 17th day. You know, if you're getting ready to go out and about in your morning or you're winding down your afternoon, if you're in Poland, that's my shout out to my man Andy. You're just getting ready, man. If you're in New York, if you're in New York metropolitan tri-state area, you're currently at 44 degrees. Today lows at low 60s. And if you're in the Carolinas, up and down the East Coast, it's 44, partly cloudy, with the highs in upper 60s. And currently where I'm at in Central Florida, it's 72 degrees and sunny. A little bit rainy outside, but it's going to be in the upper 80s. And in Southern California, for you, Tim Smith, I know you're always out there watching us. You know, you're going to be in the mid 50s and your highs in the low 70s out there. And shout out to Andy again in Poland. You're currently winding out your day at 49 degrees and overnight low at 30 degrees. So we cover everybody around. We know that we are Knicks Real Talk, and everyone listens to us all over. And we just wanted to give you guys a shout out. So as we get it, the Knicks get their season-high 5th straight win, Divine, with a 117-109 road victory on a nationally televised game led by Julius Randle with 44 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, three assists shy of a triple-double in his home state. And also Broadway Barry, what can you say? 24 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. And then we still get that wonderful contribution from the bench in full effect with Derrick Rose, who logged in with 15 points and 5 assists. Reggie Bullock picked up the slack with 11 points. Nolan Noel giving us 6 big points in the paint with that monstrous dunk in the fourth quarter. And we even had a Frank Ntilikina sighting. He had a clutch 3 and hit a free throw in the fourth quarter, which was nice to see him expand that rotation. The Knicks shot 44 from 86, 51% from the field. They held Dallas to 44%. And then what can you say about the three-point shooting? The Knicks shot 14 of 28, 50% from three-point land. They're getting better in the three-point land, and they're becoming more efficient. And that was the difference coming down to the Eastern, coming down to the victory and moving up and climbing in the Eastern Conference each and every game that we play and win. And Divine, let's break it down, my man.
Yes. Good morning, everybody, man. Get up, get it right popping, man. Get on your grind. We here, man. We bringing it to y'all this morning, man. The game recap from last night. Real quick, salute Camilio. Camilio, we see you, my brother, for this. Good morning to you. Let's keep it rolling, absolutely. But real quick, man, let me give a real special shout out to my folks down in Inverness, man. Beef Lifestyle, Mr. Drama, aka Des, Carrie, and everybody down in Inverness, man. You need some good production, some good clothing line. Hit up Beat Lifestyle, go on their website, check them out, man. They got some good stuff going on down there. Baba Boy, salute. How are we doing? Well, Baba Boy, hope you are, man. Great for chiming in, my brother. But yeah, man, let's get into the recap. It was fire last night. They was on their gritty committee grind last night. Them dudes was playing some basketball last night, man. And what can I say, man? Julius Randle, too hot to handle, brother. Where it's born, it was real talk. That brother was doing his thing last night. RJ Barrett. Between him and Randle, that was almost 69 points. So Randle made up for Alex Burke's points last night. You know what I mean? It was crazy, and it was awesome, man. Salute to the defense. Reggie Bullock, the job that he did on Luka Doncic, slowing him down. It was a sight to see, man. Derrick Rose, like you said, and it was awesome, man. Great win. Put us 3 games over 500, 5 games in a row. We sit in that Eastern Conference 6th spot, and it's real good, man. If you're not a believer by now, I don't know what to tell you. Knicks is the real deal. What was impressed me, man. It's just the way they competed. BX, they was competing all night long. They was back and forth. But in that third quarter, I got to give Tom Thibodeau a lot of credit. When Tim Hardaway was running amok in the first half, he brought in Frank Ntilikina and shut that down. He shut it down, and you got to give him his props on that. He slowed Tim Hardaway down. They slowed Brunson them down in that second half. They made it hard on them guys, man. And Julius Randle, what can I say? And Todd Gibson and Nerlens Noel with the monster block. That was like the pivotal turning point in that game, man. That was crazy. So I mean, if you ain't decided to be a Knicks fan now, you must be not watching the game that we're watching. So salute to everybody there. Baba Booey. Luke is as a crybaby. Hope G Money. Okay, I don't see him. Yeah, I got you, my brother. We got you. Yeah, it was real talk, though. Yeah. But it was overall, man. It was a real impressive BX. It was real impressive win, gritty win on the road. Gutsy call, hard hat, lunch pail. They was going at it, man, and come out there with that victory. It was impressive, man. So like I said, we really got to contribute to Tom Thibodeau, willing to make these lineup changes in after the season, whereas he did it the right way. He bringing key guys in at the right time. So salute to the Knicks, man. 30-27, 3 games over 500. BX, man. It was awesome, my brother.
Yeah, that's a great victory all around. You've seen everyone contribute. You've seen everyone's getting comfortable with their roles and their assignment, their rotation. And they trust. Once again, they keep trusting the system, the coaching staff. We unfortunately Alec Burks went down in the middle of the afternoon. Next man up. He had a game plan. When he was situational to bring in Frank Ntilikina. Like I told you, how are you going to win Tom Thibodeau's confidence is when you get placed into those situations. You have to come up huge and contribute. And when your name is called, and the more confidence he has in you, the more playing time you're going to get. So we saw that with Novell Powell in the game before in New Orleans, and we saw it last night in Dallas where he brought in Frank Ntilikina. When he had the opportunity to hit that wide open 3, he nailed it. And then also only that, he had a good drive to the basket. He got fouled, and he went in and he hit 50% of his free throws. He contributed. Now Tom Thibodeau might expand his role. He might think, in the situation when he needs him, he might call him up. Let's see. He gave me this. You saw it. You came in. You produced. You gave me a taste of success. I'm going to continue. You know what? You want more playing time. You got to keep giving me results. And it keeps everyone on their toes and sharp. They're going to need it. Alec Burke, regardless if we won this game last night, we're going to need everyone. Like Bullock said, the Big 15. Everyone has a part on this team. Even if we're not satisfied seeing him play or anyone on the bench come in, we might want to see Kevin Knox get more burn time. We might want to see Obi Toppin play more. But Thibodeau knows what he's doing. He's got these guys by their toes, keeping them with that edge going forward. And yeah, so I want to salute to Frank Matos. He's here with us. And Divine, what do you think? What do you think of his rotation last night? It was pivotal. It was big, key, and important. Don't know if I'm got a little technical difficulty. I don't know if it's on my end or why we're having some storms out here, but it was a big win.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Salute Frankie Callis, man. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to the chat this morning. Salute to everybody out there taking the show this morning. We see you, Frankie. We see you, Frank. Salute to everybody, man. Yeah, that was definitely the New York City Gritty Committee last night. I'm excited about what I seen. I think as Knicks fan, we should be some real great basketball last night. They fought hard. They competing. And I mean, what can you say? That was a gutsy 2 games in a row for New Orleans and go down to Dallas and win 2 in a row with 5-game winning streak since 2014. We haven't done that. We on to something, man. And like Baba boy Frank, yeah, you got to give him his props last night. Him coming down there and shutting down Tim Hardaway was impressive. And I love to see that, man. Them guys got that next man up mentality. No Alex Burks. Quickly didn't have a good game, so he said, well, you know what, Quickly, you're gonna have to sit the second half. I'm gonna have to give Frank his chance because we need him. And Frank came up in a few little minutes, man, and kept that game in contention and kept it competitive. But so salute to the Knicks defense, man. That's why they're the number one defense in the league for us in certain categories, man. And I think after tomorrow they'll be moving up even more. But I do notice one thing I notice about Luka Doncic, when that grabbing around people's hips when he's going. I don't know if the NBA be noticing that, but he grab a lot of players going around their hip getting to the middle. And they don't. And any other player in the league, man, a lot of them got to get that offense foul call. He just grab them by their waist. He do it all the time. But you know what? Reggie Bullock's like, nah, I don't care. This is what it is. And salute to Reggie Bullock last night, man. But Reggie Bullock made Luka Doncic earn his points last night, and that's all you want. You want to see them cats make them dudes earn they stripes, and he made them earn them last night, man. So salute to Reggie Bullock last night because he was up in that dude grill last night. And R.J. Barrett, what can I say? Broadway Barrett, like you say, brother, he's on the cusp, dude. Julius Randle had that monster game, and it was so monster that you didn't realize how good of a game R.J. Barrett had last night. R.J. Barrett had a great game last night, and he kept going in there back, and them 2-3 3-pointers that he hit was clutch. Them was some clutch 3-pointers he hit last night, man. And so it's awesome, man. So like I said, the Knicks versus Dallas recap. We recapped it because it was something to recap. So we just got to keep grinding, man. Keep doing what we're doing. We playing good basketball. We in there. We making noise. That was playoff atmosphere last night, and to go in there and beat them cats fully healthy. There wasn't no excuses last night. You know what I mean? We beat them cats fully healthy. You know what I mean? And that just telling me how gritty this team is, man. So that was a good playoff win type of game last night for us against a Western Conference team, who fighting for the same thing we fighting for, and for us to go in there and get that revenge game. You came in the Garden to beat us. We going back to Dallas and beat y'all. You know what I mean? And they put it down. So salute to the Knicks, everybody last night, man. Right now the Knicks is on fire, guys. We got a 6-game homestand coming up. 6 games at the world most famous arena, and we 30-27. We could easily by the end of the next 2 weeks be like 35-28 or 36-30. And 27. I meant to say, excuse me. So it's a real great thing going on in New York, and we really got to appreciate what's going on, man. The Knicks are doing it. They're playing great basketball, and it's impressive. It really is impressive. You got to give Tom Thibodeau his just due. He came in here, turned to change his culture around. He changed his atmosphere around. He got these players believing in what he's doing, and them cats be going hard. So, you got to just say salute to Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff and Johnny Bryant, Andy Gare, Mike Woodson, you in there too, my brother, and Kenny Payne and all them guys, man. They are really got these guys believing in what they're doing, and they got New York City believing. They got us believing, you know what I mean? So if you ain't a believer by now, I don't know what to tell you. But the Knicks is legit. I think we literally going to stay in that the 4th to 6th spot. We in there. I really believe we in that 4th to 6th spot. Because I think a lot of teams is playing each other. They like tomorrow you got Indiana versus the Hawks. You know what I mean? You got a lot of teams like the Heat playing other teams that's competing for the same thing we competing for. If the next day, if let's say if Atlanta lose tomorrow, then when they tie with us, we go up maybe to the 4th spot. Or if Indiana lose, they drop down the game further from us. You know what I mean? So it's a real grinding situation, grind out situation, but the Knicks is grinding it out, man. So salute to the chat, salute to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Knicks Real Talk, the morning show, Bronx Jedi 76. It's me, Divine, man. We in here coming off that great win yesterday. And it's real talk. It's real talk, man. Knicks is in here, man. So we going to the playoff for sure. So and let's God, we just got to keep this momentum going and keep this fulfillment going, man. Because it's a beautiful thing right now, Jedi.
Absolutely. We're only 6 games away from having a 500, the minimum 500 record. Where with 636 gets us there. We can guarantee us a 500 record. So we're only 6 games away with a 6-game home stand. So you gotta like that. Going forward. With that, and we're not going to finish. I don't see this team finishing under 500. They got to be a major collapse for that. And we just told the babies to kick rock. So they're paying whoever was smart enough and whoever true believer of the Knicks fans. They just make you some money. If you betted the over on 23 wins, so you just make some money. And today's games around the league, just to keep an eye on. I only see really 2 significant is the Cavaliers and Bulls. That tips off at 8:00 tonight. And the Warriors and Celtics later on. Warriors are on the road. They're in Boston and they're playing tonight at 8:30. And like you said, tomorrow, we got a 1 o'clock game, an early game, right after, if you guys are out there out and about and you're in your house of worship, you come home. You got the Pelicans and the Knicks ready to go tomorrow, and you got a game to watch. You got Brooklyn goes into South Beach, to Miami at 3:30. They'll play that game to keep an eye on. Miami's reeling. They're in a little bit of a haze, a funk as well. You got the Pacers and the Hawks. Pacers are just right there climbing as well. They're a hot team right now. They're I think in the ninth spot, trying to climb up as well. And the Hawks, they lost that blowout game to the Bucks. Could they be reeling? Could that make Million Magic fall short or come to an end? We don't know. We'll see. And the Portland Trailblazers may come into Charlotte tomorrow night. That's another big game to keep an eye on. Carmelo Anthony and company and Damian Lillard that go play against the Hornets, who are also going through their own up and struggles as well with their injuries and doing their adjustments. And other teams that the Raptors are so far getting hot too, and they host the Thunder in Tampa, and those are games around the league that we got to see. And it just starts always, like I always say, starts with winning our games, our home games. We bring in the Pelicans in Zion. It's a game, we saw them 2 days ago, and now we're going to see them again. What wrinkles and what adjustments will the head coach Tom Thibodeau have to change it? Different look. Will he continue to allow Zion Williamson to score his paint, but stop the perimeter shooting? The 3-point line guarded. I like the way they did it. Will they show a little wrinkle? Will they go a little more zone heavy on Zion Williamson, clog the paint and prevent him from driving in and trying to find his open 3-point, trying to try his wing players and see if their wing players have it that night at Madison Square Garden? Could Madison Square Garden be a little bit too much of a stage for the shooters in New Orleans? We'll see. We'll see what kind of game plans Coach Thibodeau has for them. It's an adjustment game for him. Of course, you don't want to show, don't fix what's not broken. So we'll see if Thibodeau goes with that. But I really like the way he adjusts from game to game. He brought in Franklin Aquila last night. He gave us something, and he really played that game. I felt a game that I wasn't worried, despite the Dallas Mavericks in the third quarter has grabbed a small lead, but it wasn't nothing marginal. The Knicks didn't have to play that come from behind hill climbing game that they need to do. Everything was clicking, even despite being a little down, they were calm, cool, and collective. You could see that the way the demeanor and the way they played. And that one play that I saw that Julius Randle found RJ Barrett and he hit that jumper. I was like, wow, these guys, you see that two-man games. Yeah, you see a lot of two-man games developing with not just Julius and RJ, not just Julius and Bullock. You see it with Todd Gibson and Derrick Rose. You see a lot of two-man game that they trust one another, and you could tell that's a team that's gelling and coming all together strong. So that's what I've been saying. The Knicks, back when on our former shows, the Knicks haven't reached their peak. They haven't gelled yet. It was only 40+ games. Give it time. It takes time for a team to gel and come together. And now we're starting to see just the beginning, the beginning part of the team gelling. And the best is still yet to come, folks. So we got to keep an eye on this New York Knicks team. Us here as a fans, we don't care what the national media thinks. Us as fans, we see it because our eyeballs are on this team day in and day out, and we see the in and outs of the team and the growth and the way they're coming along. It looks phenomenal. It looks great. It looks good, and they now you're noticing that their scoring is increasing. Now it was a struggle just to get a 1-on-1 points. Last few games we're going over we're going close to the 110. And if we continue giving up under 100 or close to 100, it's going to lead into success. So the New York Knicks now are playing really good. The best is yet to come. And like Frank Matthews says, ESPN, they have their shortcomings. Not to speak too bad about them, they have their shortcomings with that broadcast. Richard Jefferson was brutal. I couldn't tolerate him, but the other guy, the analyst was really good. The player was really good. So it was a balance there, and you say they got Florida believing. Absolutely, Frank. Florida is believing. I told you we're gonna go on this road trip to go on the playoffs. We're gonna go. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time coming up in the late spring, and we're looking forward to it, Divine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So overall, man, the game was impressive. And it was a lot of moments in that game. It really was, man. So, and me sitting there watching that game, every second of it, it was just, to me, was like, you know what? No matter, like you say, what other people think about it, I believe in the eye test. That's how I judge a team. That's how I judge everything I see. Is not feelings and emotion. It's the eye test, and the eye test tells me the New York Knicks is legit. Period. They legit. They are a legit basketball team. They got a legit culture down there. They got a culture that they bank on. They got what they believe in, and they testament to their defense. Their defense is first and foremost, and then after that comes the offense and way they move and play with the basketball. But first and foremost, that defense is ridiculous. But them boys is legit, and that's why they where they at. 30-27, 5 games in a row, got a chance to make it 6. Then they got a chance to make it 7. But right now, is the way we playing is playoff atmosphere basketball. They going hard. They competing, challenging, man. I mean, they just gritty, man. They gritty as anything, man. Show that my backdrop is the New York City back there. That's the Knicks right there behind us. That's that city gritty type of movement they doing, man. Stephanie E., good morning, fellas. Yes, we are legit. Stephanie Queens Court was in the building last night. Salute, Steph. Sister, what a show last night. We got to get that in there. So if you didn't miss it, y'all better go check the video out. Queens Court last night. Stephanie and Chris was in the building dropping facts. So salute to the Queen. Great show. Stephanie, we hype, man. Yes, man, the Knicks are legit. We in here. We got a 6-game homestand coming up. And you know what? Just to go in there in Dallas and New Orleans to get them 2 road wins tells me something right there. If the Knicks get the 500 on the road and plus being over 500 at home, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So yeah, man, what a great win last night. It was awesome. Like I said, man, you got to get Tom Thibodeau his just due. Bring a Frank in there to slow down Tim Hardaway Jr. It was impressive, man. It really was, and it was so impressive to see the way he did that, man. And when Emmanuel Quickly couldn't really have a good game, and Tom Thibodeau said, "Well, I know what, Tim Hardaway running amok in the first half. Let me make a little adjustment here." He brought my man Frank in there. Frank put the clamps down on him. In that second half, hit a nice big 3. So all you Frank fans out there, he came in and did a good job. That's what you call next man up situation without Alice Burks. Julius Randle gave you Burks points last night. His points and Burke points last night, 44. He was killing it. So, and RJ Barrett had a great game. You wouldn't thought about that because of the way Randle played. RJ, 25, hit some clutch buckets. You know what I mean? So salute to the Knicks, man. I'm real talking. We in here, man. We about to put the NBA on notice, and I believed all season that this team is real gritty. They go hard. They compete. And now we healthy. We healthy other than Mitchell Robinson and now Alec Burks, but we've been healthy. We healthy, the team playing together. Offense is starting to get up on the shine, man. They rising. So it's real good. And I'm just happy about that, man. I really am, man. Salute to our team, man. They may make a New York Knicks fan feel proud. The New York City Gritty Committee, we in business, man, and that's what it do. Real quick, we got to plug the show, and we be back, man. But yeah, let's do this plug. We be right back, fellas. 30 seconds, y'all ready? Yeah, man. Let's get into this next segment, man. Let's talk about Julius Randle and the MVP conversation. I mean, listen, man, the last 3 games, 30 plus. You know what I mean? Knicks is winning playoff. The Knicks are playing basketball. They winning. Julius Randle is putting up MVP type numbers. The team is over 500. They in playoff contention. You know what I mean? So you gotta start recognizing this man continue this what he doing. You got to put Julius Randle in that MVP conversation. It's a must. Because right now our team is playing at an MVP level. He putting up MVP numbers. We in a 6 in the conference, man. About to go up even higher sooner or later. The next so many games, Knicks is winning. So if we keep at this pace, Julius Randle's name has to go in that MVP conversation. We already know most likely Embiid or somebody going to get it, but you do have to put him in that conversation because I really believe that he's earned that. He's earning that, man. Listen, 332 34 against the Lakers, 32 against New Orleans, 44. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Double-digit rebounds, then the double-digit assists in some of these games almost. So salute to Julius Randle. You know, he's too much to handle. He's too much to handle right now. He's playing at some phenomenal basketball coming out of the All-Star break. You know, he hit a little bit of, I won't even say a slump. It wasn't a slump. He just was slowing down a little bit. But when he got his energy back, and he's doing this thing again, man. So salute to Julius Randle. He's definitely to me in that MVP conversation, and you know, and I think it's starting to go that way, BX, because you think about the next couple of games going up, we all at home for 6 games. If Julius Randle keep doing what he's doing, you're gonna have to throw him up in there for sure.
Yeah, he's got to be part of the conversation no matter what. Just if you take him out of the New York Knicks will be in some trouble. You know, Vegas will be smiling because they'll be getting that money. You know, the under, and you gotta see, because we've seen 76ers play without Joel Embiid, and they still maintain their dominance, their Eastern Conference hold. You know, and he hasn't been there. You've seen the Brooklyn Nets. They without Harden now, they're still winning. They're still up in the top. You know, if you would just think if you take out Julius Randle, that's what the award is called, most valuable player. He's been most valuable for his franchise. You know, you remove him, there you go. You know, where would the Knicks be? So, you know, he's got to be in the conversation. I don't think he'll win it, because same thing you could say with Jokic out in Denver. You remove him out of Denver, you know, that's a lot. That's a tough order in that Western Conference. He's doing a lot of good things there. So I think the Joker will win that title, that award, prestigious award. But Julius Randle has to be in the conversation. He has to finish around 3rd or 4th in the conversation. And right now, the way ESPN is ran, he's not even in the top 15. That is such a disrespect, you know, going forward. You know, but good thing they don't decide the award. It's the Writers Association around the NBA. And we'll see, you know, hopefully they're watching what we're watching. You know, they have to cover the beat writers, you know, and they have to, you know, bring it to the fore and be realistic. You know, without this team, without Julius Randle, this team will be in a really dark time. You know, and, you know, we have enough talent, but not enough to be where we currently stand right now and currently where we're at. So that I think he is. I think he has to be considered. I don't think he's the league MVP yet. Remember, there's still a lot of games left. He continues playing putting up these numbers close to a triple-double. And keep bringing the team up, and there we say we finished, you know, strong, and we locked the 4th seed. I mean, going away with it, you know, then you got to really, you know, really got to start pushing for him to be that MVP on it. But right now, you know, let's enjoy this. Right now, let's see what goes on. You know, not too much pressure. He's been stepping up to the task, stepping up and bringing his teammates around, not just with his points. He's not just racking up points. He's ranking up assists. He's bringing up rebounds. He's doing a little bit of ball handling. You know, this is an all-around performance from Julius Randle in this year, and we gotta really enjoy it. And if anything, you know, he's the most improved player of the league. If anything, at worst, consolation prize. And I didn't like what Rod on the count. He's third. He's a maybe third NBA or All NBA. I think if at worst, he's gonna be a second All NBA team, because he does play good defense. You know, he plays good defense.
Man. Absolutely. You know, I think people underestimate what he's doing. Julius Randle leadership as the number 1 player. You see when he went to that bench last night, you know, after the game was over, that just tell you he a leader. He's growing into that role. And anybody who ever played around Kobe Bryant, who got mentored by Kobe Bryant, he following them footsteps. You know what I mean? And it's a maturation. And you know what? Yeah, we know he's not gonna be the MVP winner, but what I said at the ticker, Julius Randle in the MVP conversation. That's what it is. You know, he's in that conversation. He will be in that conversation. Yeah, we know he's not going to win it, but he should be in that conversation. That if you look at the Knicks, what the Knicks are doing, come on. You know what I mean? Julius Randle is having an impressive season. You know what I mean? Right now, and there's not too many people in Knicks history doing what he's doing. You know, you look at his numbers. You know, he's putting up some phenomenal numbers. And this week he went into 2 must-win games on the road and produced. He produced it. That's MVP caliber type of player, when you can go on the road in a hostile environment, knowing you need a game, and you produce. That's valuable. You know, that's real valuable to me. And I think he's earning that respect. If he's not NBA Player of the Week in the Eastern Conference, then that means that something is wrong. You know what I mean?
Right,
so salute to Julius Randle. He's doing this thing, man. He got the Knicks one. Even at the beginning of the year, Julius Randle put this franchise on his back this year. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the year, when RJ wasn't in sync yet, he was getting there. Julius Randle put the Knicks franchise on his back. He carried them dudes, you know. And now to come into the second half of the season, crunch time, you know, and he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? So you know, it's for me, it's legit. Frank Matto said, hit that subscribe button, like the button, hit them up, man, run them up with them thumbs up. And Baba Boy said, corned beef Saturday for me and the Randall name. He and a team MVP. Julius Randle, Dhani Roman, 44 points. Absolutely, Dhani, welcome aboard. And real quick, man, it was a beautiful thing to see. I'm gonna get the Queen in here, man. In a few, man, we're gonna talk Knicks. And so it was a beautiful win. And let's get it, man. New York, Julius Randle, man. It is what it do. And listen, man, without further ado, the Queen's Court Queen is in the building. If you didn't know, now you know. The First Lady of MBK is in here with us today, man. We about to get it popping. Let me bring in Stephanie, the Queen. Salute, Queen. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing really good.
Nick
How about
family,
I can hit the button?
YouTube, yes, Facebook. Real quick, I got to plug Queensville Court. That was a phenomenal show. You and Chris did your thing last night. I was excited for you, and it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful, man. It was on fire. Salute NBK for bringing the First Lady platform in there, man, giving us some ladies talk, some women's talk. You know, the old lady night. Well, what a night last night. Salute, Queen. Welcome aboard this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do. Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the plug. I appreciate it. Please excuse my dog. Yeah. My headphones is downstairs. I'm in disarray. I got up. I cut on the TV. I saw you guys. And I said, I got to get on the show. I do want to talk about Randall. But first, I want to just say thank you for the love. I really appreciate it. And I always appreciated you, Devon, BX Jetty, but even more now. Because when you do a show, you realize it's not easy. It's not easy to, when that light comes on, to be ready to talk. Preparing for a show is not easy. So for you and all the other content creators, much love, because now I see it's just not an easy thing to do. But I appreciate the love and the people who showed up. A few mistakes here and there, especially with the playoff seeding, but I'll fix that up, you know, for next week. It was actually a lot of fun. But as far as Julius is concerned, I think you two are right on. I think he should be in the conversation. Do I think he's going to win it? I don't. But I definitely think he should be in the conversation. He's been everything for the Knicks. I think he should even be NBA. At least, they only have 3 teams. So I could see him making one of those teams as well. I mean, they go by position. So he's a power forward. There's only 3 power forward spots, right? First, second, or third team. AD has been, you know, injured for most of the, for most of the season. It's a regular season award, right? So I do think that he should be on one of those teams as well. Even the most improved. I know some argue that, you know, his stats aren't much better this year than it was last year, but his impact is much better. And, you know, hopefully the people who vote for those awards will see that. Like, his numbers may be similar. I think they're better. But, you know, it may not be a huge jump, but his impact has been huge for the Knicks. This guy, you know, he went through that little stretch where I thought when we was on that 3-game losing streak, he looked tired. He looked a little lethargic. His energy wasn't great. I said, wow, you know, we may have run him into the ground. I don't know if he's going to have enough to finish the season. He came back. We went 4-0, now 5-0. He looks great. His energy looks good. He's taking good shots. I still would like to see him go in a little more, draw a little more, some more fouls. You know, some of these cats in the NBA, they be going in, they not even looking to score. They just be looking to draw a foul and go to the foul line. So I would like him to do a little bit more of that. But I'm happy with him. You know, I think we got one, and you know, we could build around, put some more players around, and I just see, like you said, we on our way up. We definitely on our way up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's the key. The key to it all is that we are heading in the right direction, and like Baba Boy said, cornrow power, absolutely. You let them keep wearing the braids. You know what I mean? Yeah, let them keep wearing the braids. We can wear them to the rest of the season. I mean, that's what's getting him to do what he's doing now. Yeah, man. But the maturation process for our team overall this year was impressive. Even at the beginning of the year, Julius Randle was carrying his franchise. The beginning of the year, he was carrying us. When RJ was into his little mini thing at the beginning of the year, RJ put this franchise on his back. He carried us to now. And now we closing out the season with basically like 15 or 14 games left. We hitting our stride. We got 6 home games coming up. 6. The Knicks will easily be 35 and 36 and 27 by the end of the next week, or 30, 36 and 28, whatever. So I think right now we about to lock ourselves in for that fourth to sixth spot. I think the way these teams playing each other, they like tomorrow's game gonna be interesting. Indiana versus the Atlanta Hawks. Let's just say for some reason Indiana beat the Hawks tomorrow. Knicks back up at 4th, or them in Boston. So the way it looks, at the Miami got to go in there and play a tough game against somebody home. So hopefully, we scoreboard watching right now, and it looks pretty good for us, man. Then we got that 6-game road trip, but then we close the season 3 games at home. So I do think the Knicks will end up, like I said, at least 36 games for sure. We might hit 40. And if it is, Tom Thibodeau, Coach of the Year, put Randall in the MVP conversation. I mean, there's so many accolades you could throw at the Knicks this year because, man, they are playing some good basketball. And they got New York City buzzing right now. You know what I mean? It's the New York City gritty committee. It's the taxi cab getting out, subway riding, everything. And then the passion is there. They got that city passion going on, man, and I'm happy about it. At BX, man, Julius Randle, MVP, what you think the conversation?
Absolutely. Stephanie, the show was phenomenal. I wanted to give you my take. I enjoyed it. I loved it when you broke down the college 3-point percentage with quickly, and you brought all those facts. I was like, oh, this is phenomenal. And we gotta bring Chris on. I wanted Chris to come on our show. I want to give her some little more positivity with Knicks Real Talk positivity. She picked what she said she didn't see them winning last night. So I want to give her that positivity. We'll give her that pass,
But you know what? In full transparency, I didn't pick the Knicks last night either. Not because I didn't think they can beat Dallas. I just thought we had won 4 in a row, and I thought our luck might be running out. Like the percentages are against us. We already won 4 in a row. I don't know. At some point, we're gonna lose a game. So I said, I think it's gonna be this one. And I fell asleep on the game, so I gotta watch it now. That's another thing when you have a show. If you fall asleep, if you don't have a show, you fall asleep. If you have a show, you fall asleep. The next day, you gotta watch it. So I'm gonna have to do that. But that's what I thought too, because we had won 4 in a row, and the Knicks, this team right here. And you know what? They so focused. I don't think they know they don't want to be in the play-in. Because when you looked at that schedule was so tough. But what the Knicks are doing, they're raising their game of play. More people are showing up. More people are showing up consistently. Berg, just came out of the blue, started playing very well for us. I think that the coaching staff is telling them, look, you can focus on who we got to play if you want to, but I need you to focus on this seeding. We do not want to be in this play-in tournament, right? So we want to do everything we can to be in this top 6, and they're coming with what appears to me to be playoff focus for each of these games. So I thought we would go 2-2 this week. I may have to revise that.
Yeah, I saw that and I go, man, we're going 6 games at home. I mean, I know we always optimistic and we're always seeing the bright side of the Knicks and the run. We don't think, if it's up to me, I'll pick them to win every game, all the time if they play there, all that. But the analytics, I understand, was saying that, they're due for a loss, but it's they can't measure what the heart has, the New York Knicks heart. And this team has a lot of heart. They're very likable. You really like every one of them. They play for one another, and it endears to the city and endears to the fans, this team. That's why we root so hard for them. Looking at that and going forward with that. I was mentioning earlier, we're only 6 games away from being, a guaranteed 500 team, and we we got 6 games at home. So that's a huge milestone, and we want to get that. Like baby steps. That's the next baby steps on there.
Right.
And Brooklyn plays Miami tomorrow. Divine. So that game, that's a big game for the Knicks and Brooklyn. We're going to need Brooklyn to knock them off going forward, for us to climb on that standing. So that's a big one. And I'm really, really liking this team, and tomorrow I was saying I want to see how Coach Tibbs does the adjustment. Will he continue that same minor zone against Zion Williamson to clog up the paint and see if he kicks out and have his perimeter shooters beat us, or is he going to allow the Zion to score and hold the 3 points? And you can see the way he was talking about the team change. Now we're scoring over 110 points. The last few games the scoring has increased, the defense has decreased, and keeping the teams under close to 100 points. That's a sign. They're scoring and winning in different ways. One game they were shooting 3-pointers, they were hitting free throws. In another game, that's a sign of a playoff team. Stephanie.
And to your point, BX Jetty, I was looking at the offensive and defensive rating, and earlier in the season, it was like the Knicks would score 104, give up 103, for example. Close, like just a 1 point difference between what we would score and what we would give up. And you could tell that those games were so tight. Every mistake, everything was amplified because we just didn't have a lot of room. But you're absolutely right. Now, when you look at the defensive and offensive ratings over the past 5 games, 6 games, whatever you choose, there's more of a gap. We may be scoring 110 and holding teams to 103. Just for example, I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, but that's a 7-point difference. That gives us a little more room. So our offense is definitely better, and our defense is holding steady and even improving. And that means that we're not in so many close games, and that helps us. We are getting better down the stretch, but I really would have the last few minutes of a game in terms of our execution. But if we can put these teams away early, we don't even have to get into that, close game down in the last 2 minutes and worry about if we're gonna turn it over and we're gonna be able to hit a shot. So I'm really impressed with the offense, how the offense is improving. Our defense has always been solid, but we definitely need more offense, and lately we've been getting it.
Yeah, I think a big contribution to that is Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose has been on the Knicks. Look at our record with Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is bringing back. He might not be the jump out the gym. Derrick Rose with that quickness and that basketball savvy and that floater in the middle. He going hard to the paint. Derrick Rose is a problem for these cats, man. Everybody think about the old Derrick Rose. No, you better think about this Derrick Rose right here. The man is playing veteran basketball. He getting to the hole. He finding Todd Gibson, and it's just so many positives that we got to take away, from the way the team playing. And we number one in various categories on defense. We've been sustaining that all year long. We steady there. I think him and Alex Burks and Stephanie would always be. Stephanie used to say, even on NBK, if we get a good game from Burks and Bullock, the Knicks is in there, and that's what we've been doing. Right. And you give Reggie Bullock salute. Reggie Bullock on Luka Doncic last night, slowed that cat down and got in his head a little bit, frustrating him. So salute to Reggie Bullock last night, and Nerlens Noel with the monster block changed the whole game around. Tibbs was pulling out all the cards last night. Like, quickly, you ain't got it now. Let me bring in Frank. Brought Frank in. Clamped Tim Hardaway down because Tim was running the muck in the first half. He brought Frank in the second half. Frank shut him down. That's what that was a legit sight to see, man. I was happy for that. So salute to Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks, man. And with this upcoming schedule, we got the Pelicans tomorrow, 1:00. We got to go get a game. Then and then we got 2 days off. But what's crazy is I think it's Wednesday and Thursday. We got the Hornets and the Hawks back to back. One team in front of us down. I figured the Hornets would be sliding once Gordon Hayward went down. I knew they weren't going to sustain that, even though they're playing good. But to be able to go against the Hawks and the Hornets back to back, teams that fighting for the position that we fighting for, we can win these next 3 games, 33-27, 6 games over 500. We probably be in the 4th, 5th seed by then. Way Boston playing, but Boston got a tough game today too. And tomorrow you got Atlanta, and the Pacers. So that's it's going to be some pivotal games. We're going to be scoreboard watching all from here on out. So I'm excited about that. But we in there, Homestead, we got to get this thing. We got to get it, man. And I think we on to something. I think this team they done caught their stride. They done finally caught their stride. I like it was a matter of time. Like I was telling BX, Stephanie, in the night show the other night. Like, listen, Knicks 110, 99 for them, revenge game. We're gonna go give it to these cats and show that they went in there and ran them up. They ran them up last night. So Julius Randle, too hot to handle. You know what I mean? What can I say? You know, the brother was putting in work last night. I'm like, okay, y'all ain't got nothing for this guy. Porzingis, you ain't got nothing for. None of you cats got nothing. So it was good to see. I'm excited, man. I'm hating about the way we playing, man. Because all year I just knew we was a legit team. I just like, we just got to get healthy. We got to hit our stride. And it's better late than never. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. I think we finishing on a good note. So I'll continue that. You know what I mean, Steph? I hope we continue that road.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah,
but salute to the chat, man. Our boy said cornrow power, truth, absolutely. Her show was good. No, her show wasn't good. It was great. Real talk. You know, it was awesome. Randall 44 points. Dahani got up in there. Yeah, man. But salute to the chat, everybody in there, man. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. Divine Bronx Jedi 76. We got Stephanie Queens Court in the building with us this morning. We talking Knicks had a great win last night. To recap. Went down in Dallas, man. And we gave it to him, man. We did what we had to do. So we excited about that. Now we go home for some home cooking, 6 games. We about to go back to the world most famous arena, and we're gonna put us on this season. And then we'll be great going that 6-game road trip in LA. I mean, out there to the West Coast. I meant to say, hopefully we come out there 3-3. And we come out 3-3, we still be almost games over. So this will be a good time right now. We just got to go and beat BX and let the chips fall where they made. What you think about this up and coming schedule, my brother?
This schedule is home cooking. Defend our home court. You know how I've said it. We have to defend our home court. You know, our hi-hats will be there. We have to not let all the team come in here and continue putting the league on notice that you ain't coming to the Garden and to have a fun party. It's not a garden party. You're gonna come here, you're gonna leave bruised up, you're gonna get punched in the mouth, and you're gonna take that big fat L with you. And if you want on your way out, you could take a cat sandwich with you. Like our boy said, it's corned beef Saturday. You know what? You could take your corned beef on the road with you, home with you. You know, nice for you to come. So that's the New York City Nitty Gritty Committee, and you know, and I like our upcoming schedule, and I know we got a, you know, next man up with Burks going down with the protocol. Hopefully it's a short one. Hope it's not that 10 to 14 days protocol that that we see going around. I know Zach LaVine is on that too. So there's players around the league. COVID is still out there, folks. So wash your hands. Wear that mask. Give yourself that social distancing. If you want to contemplating of taking that vaccine, that's your decision. But you know it's out there, so do all the preventative to not get in this disease, because it's affecting not just us individually, but also these professional players as well. So that's the quick public service announcement with that. So we're gonna see who's gonna fill up those shoes for Burks for now. You know, next man up. Let's get who's gonna stand up on there, and we know we have a roster stop opening. So we'll get into that, because I have a little news that Knicks are kicking the tires on a certain player or looking in and serious consideration. But I want to hear your take, Stephanie, on the Knicks home game as well. The same question to you.
My dog is barking randomly.
That's all right. That's all right. Part of the show.
Right. You talking about the up and coming schedule?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen. The way the Knicks are playing right now, we can beat anybody. The way the Knicks are playing right now, if they play their good defense, play offense, everybody shows up, do their part, we can beat anybody. This is an opportunity for us to make hay and create some separation. Look what Atlanta did, right? I think at one point they weren't even in the top 10. Not sure, right. But they were really down there. And then the next thing you know, they started winning games 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10, whatever it was, and they were able to create some separation. And this is the opportunity for the Knicks to do the same thing, create some separation, solidify themselves in that top 6. I would love to get the 4 to 5 seed and have to avoid playing the top 3 seed. Perfect world, that's what I want. The 4th or the 5th seed. I'll take whatever we get, but that's what I would like. I'm looking at the schedule right now. That's why I'm looking over to the side. I listen. We can win all of these games. We can win all of. Listen, right. New Orleans is going to be tough because we beat them before. They're gonna come back with that revenge mentality, right? They're gonna clean up whatever they felt wasn't working. So it's going to be a tough game for us, but we're going to be at home and we're playing for playoff positioning. They're an 11th seed. They're playing to be in the playoffs as well. I cannot wait for that Charlotte game, and I cannot wait for that Atlanta game. I definitely want to
Yes.
see us play against them. You're absolutely right. They were able to withstand. Charlotte was able to withstand LaMelo going down. But when Hayward went down, I said, because they were playing well at that time, right? They were
Yeah.
creating some
What?
separation as well. And
Mhm.
I said, it's Charlotte. But without Hayward, I think the last 4 they were 1-3. I don't know if they played last night. But going into at least my show Friday, they were 1-3 over the last 4, so they're sliding. We played Atlanta twice. I believe we beat them both times.
Yeah, we got the team series. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was before the coaching change though. Both of those games were before the coaching change, but still, I'm looking forward to. It was.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I don't think we played them in the meeting. I don't remember.
Okay, so I think that so that may be a tough game for us. Toronto, that team scares me. Like they in the 11th seed. If we got to get into that play-in tournament and for whatever reason don't win that first round and wind up having to play Toronto, I would not be happy. That's a tough team. And then like you said, then we go on that 6-game road trip: Houston, Memphis, Denver, Phoenix, the Clippers, the Lakers. Ooh, yeah, look, Devon, if we could come out of there 3-3, I'd be happy.
3, right? That's all we need to do. That's all we need. 3-3. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, man. But I think right now we peaking. I just think we peaking at the right time, and the way they playing ball right now it's something to see, man. I can understand like a lot of Knicks fans, they might feel a little. We've been through this before. I feel a different spirit down here, man. I just think these cats are just, oh my goodness, man. So yeah, I'm excited, but I think we can handle this thing. I think we're gonna be all right. And I just think that, I was telling BX, it's interesting in the NBA now when you play a team, you normally seeing who's going to outscore each other. You know what I mean? But now it seems like when you come to play the New York Knicks, the Knicks is like, no, we're not going to let you score. You know what I mean? So they used to play a team the same way all the time. But when you play the Knicks, you're not playing a team that plays the way the rest of the NBA plays.
Right.
And I think they catch a lot of people off guard with that defense, that slow down mentality. We ain't gonna be running up and down all the time. We're gonna get a fast break when we can get it. But I just think that them guys are playing some good basketball. Nerlens Noel, man. I mean, what can I tell you, man? In that middle right now, him and Todd Gibson. I mean, Todd Gibson just got them boy believing, man. Listen, this is Brooklyn. This is Brooklyn Todd Gibson here. You know what I mean? This is and this and they playing like that. They playing that way. They just playing with that gritty New York passion. And you guys know, you from there. You know how New York get down. I just think that that's the way the Knicks is playing right now. They leaving everything out there, scrapping, fighting, biting. I don't know you. You don't know me. I ain't speaking to you. Don't speak to me. You know, they like they're. When I walk down the street, I don't know you. That's how they playing basketball. They're like, listen, I'm gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? You must want to get robbed up here. You must try to get taken up here. You better go. And that's the way they playing, man. I mean, they subway riding, taxi cab riding, up and down. They going at it, man. I love to see it. We haven't had this passion in almost like 8 years, and so for them to bring that fire back to New York, I think they got the city believing, man, and I'm happy about that. And real quick, Baba Booey said Trae Young needs gel and a comb. His hair is thinning. The chat is so crazy. They will salute to the chat, man. They keep us going at the end. Yeah, real quick. Salute to the chat. Let me know we do, man. Real quick. Let me plug the show for 30 seconds, man, and we get back with some more talk. But they know how we gotta do. We gotta plug it real quick, and then we'll be right back. And get it popping, man. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show, Divine, Bitch at our 76. We got the Queen in the building. We'll be right back.
That's nice.
Yes. So I like this schedule coming up, man. I really am feeling so good about this team. Hustle, like I always said, Hustle doesn't sleep. Hustle doesn't take a night off with this whole entire team. And with that point, with the NBA, the NBA players are used to playing guys who are individually defenders. You know, they when they game plan, they think, well, we're going to play this team, and I know that XYZ player is a really good defender, but not a team defender. You know, this is different. The Knicks have a different element. The whole team defends, and they rotate, and they have the defense assignment and task. That's what the first thing they do as a team collectively. And when they play other individual teams, you know, it's just one player. They all right. So we'll explore the mismatch or the deficiency with X other player X or player Z because they don't play good defense. So we'll attack in that area. We'll lose the battle with this other defender, but not with the New York Knicks. Everyone on the team is a pest. You know, swatting away balls, rotating, contesting shots, you know, pushing around, and that's shot and catch the whole entire league by storm, which I don't think they could adjust this season yet. So, you know, anything could happen, you know. So we'll see going forward with that. So that's what I think why they're having successful around the league with their defense. You know, it's a whole team effort, a team collective effort on that. So I think that's why the teams are getting shocked and they're getting punched in the mouth, and I don't think they could recover yet. I see that.
And you know what? It's one thing to look at a standing and look at the stats, and I'm sure they do that coming in and say, wow, the Knicks are a good defensive team. But it's one thing to read it, and it's another thing to experience it, right? And when they come in, they experience it. You know, that physicality, that, you know, you're not easily getting to your spot. Somebody bumping you off. You're not crossing through the lane easily. You know, somebody is there with you. You think you got a layup, and out of nowhere, here come Noel blocking it and sending it back, right? So it is one thing to come in saying this is a good defensive team. We got to do A, B, C. But when you actually get out there on the court, it's like you reading the news and they say it's windy outside. And then you go outside and then that wind blow you 2, 3, 4 steps up the street. You be like, okay, they did say it was windy, but it's different when you feel it. And that's what happens with the Knicks. They come in, they know the Knicks are a good defensive team, but when they experience it, they don't know what to do with it. I'm not gonna say they don't know what to do with it, but I think that they underestimate it, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and making an adjustment, they got to make that in-game adjustments, and some team is not good at that. Making in-game adjustments, you know, and I think that's what it is when you play the Knicks. Like, it's like you shell shock, you know, when you see them come out there and start clamping you down and hands flying all over the place, like you said, cats smacking balls back out off the backboard. I mean, and you know, and I think teams are like, this is not this. That's '90s basketball they playing right there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are not used to it. A lot of the guys that lead the younger guys, they ain't played nobody like this, especially in college. I mean, you know, coming out of college, coming into the NBA, into the association, they not ready for what the Knicks throwing out there. And a lot of guys is in the league, they not ready for that. Tom Thibodeau said, I'm gonna go back to what we used to do. You know, because y'all not ready for the type of basketball. You can get ready, but you're not ready. So I think it's I think it's something raising real quick. Good morning, Tim. I see you, Tim Smith. He said I overslept. I see you having expert guests on the board. Absolutely, you already know. Salute Tim Smith. Yeah, but I don't think they're ready for what we're doing, man. And I think it's catching a lot of them off guard. But what I do like, Steph and BX, is that we are already playing playoff type basketball already. See, we built for the playoff, and that's what I do like. We built for the playoff because the way we play. Yes. Yeah, and I think that's going to bode well. But Steph, I do think we're going to be in that 4 or 5. I think y'all can cancel that 6, 7, and all that. It's a wrap.
That would be great.
I'm calling on Knicks Real Talk the Morning Show. 5, 4, 5. Boston versus the Knicks in the 4 and 5 spot. So I'm calling.
I've been saying that. Remember, I said the Knicks will finish 5th, and they'll flirt with the 4th. And I think they'll finish 5th. I've been saying it with conviction and with confidence, and you know that, Divine. You know that with that, and I got my partner on board with me. So that's the plus. We two minds think alike. Two good minds think alike. So I'm happy to see that going forward there.
I would be ecstatic if that happens. And Divine, you bring up a good point. We already playing playoff basketball, so we don't have to. Now, I think what we may have to adjust to is that when the playoffs start, other teams are going to tighten up their defense, right? So things may be a little harder for us because other teams will do the same thing. But in terms of what we do, I don't think there's much we need to change. We're playing that way already.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And especially, you know what, in the playoffs when they start, you know, what I do like, and I think this is a testament to what Julius Randle is doing in the playoffs when they start double teaming and Julius Randle, and you swing that ball at Reggie Bullock and RJ, you know, and it's going to be a whole different ball game. And if you're out in Wall Street, like I always plug City for real, you call it Alpha Wall Street. If Alpha Wall Street continue to get to that hole like he's been doing, and just stay aggressive. And I like our change because of what we have on the defense side. Alpha Payton to slow down a lot of point guards. You know what I mean? And Reggie Bullock been playing the best threes in the league all year long. And when all year long he's been holding down that three spot against some of the best threes in the league. And this is a wing league, and he's been putting up some good effort up there. So I like our chances. I really do. Boston just picked up Jabari Parker, which I wanted us to get, but I think we good though. I think he's going to help them offensively. A veteran guy who put the ball in the hole. But you know what? I know we were talking about the guy. What's his name? He was playing in Russia.
Yeah,
Mike James.
Mike James.
Yeah.
Mike James. He can shoot that ball though.
The point guard too.
Yeah, he can shoot that.
You know the thing is though, I just think we pass on so many players. I wonder if it's Tibbs. You know, he's that type of coach. It seems like that just want to keep everything really tight. And they've been players coming, you know, that can help us, and we've been passing and passing and passing. And I think they do run it by Tibbs. I'm guessing. I have no idea that they run it by him, and he's probably like, nah, I like what we have. I like the chemistry we have. I kind of want to keep it the way it is. But I would have liked some reinforcements, man. You know, just in case. You know, even if you're not going to extend the rotation or put them in the rotation, they're on the team, they practicing, they seeing what we do. So if somebody goes down for COVID protocol or for injury, we don't have to scramble and look for somebody. We already have somebody. So I hope they do, add somebody else.
You also have Isaiah Thomas at the Pelicans. We're not going to give him the 10-day contract again. He's out there. Another point guard. If you're looking for a point guard backup, you know, to play those minutes, you know, especially if we don't know how long the protocols is going to be for Alec Burke, and you really do need another guard on the team.
I would like Isaiah. He's undersized, but it's the heart. You know, it's the heart and how he plays.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. I agree. I think the Knicks are so versatile with their guard situation. With Alec Burks running that point and closing games, I just don't think the Knicks worry about anything. I think Tom Thibodeau, like, I got who I got the squad I got, and if one of my players go down, Frank or Kevin Knox need to come in and handle their business. I just think he believed in his team, and that's the reason why where they at, man. And I could see why they didn't make the move. Because think about it, Knicks are playing with house money. House money. I mean, listen, we didn't make a move at the deadline. We didn't make a major move at the buyout, and we still in the 6th seed. They must know what they got down there, and I think Tiz believe in that team. He was like, you know what? At the end of the season, we can go do what we want to do. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these guys. I think Alec Burks, Reggie Bullock, they might be coming back. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, right. And go get that one, like you said, go get that other player we might need. I mean, man, it's so crazy right now. I'm like, man, the Knicks, whatever. I'm so happy with the way we playing and what we doing. I kind of believe in what they're doing now. I understand with the vision that they had. As a Knicks fan, we were hyped. We wanted everybody, but they said, no, we got a different vision. We got draft picks. We got capital. The season almost over. We might as well just get to roll with what we got, because I think the Knicks are in win no matter what. I think the NBA realized, like, you know what? No matter which way it go in the playoffs, the Knicks had a successful season to me. You know what I mean? Though I want us to get in there, get in that second round. I would love to see us play Brooklyn in the second round just for the buzz in the city. You know what I mean? If we could win that first round matchup, go to the second round, whether it's against Brooklyn, I don't want Embiid in them, but I would love to play KD in them just for the city of New York. You know what I mean? Right. Brooklyn and New York going from one borough to the other borough for 7 games or whatever, just getting it on. I think that'd be so exciting, man. Even if we lose that series, but you just never know. Like, think about this here real quick. Jamal Murray went down. Look what happened to Donovan Mitchell last night. You just never know what happens, man. You know, the Knicks getting in that and going a 1999 from eighth to first run. You just never know because anything can happen in an association. A key player can get hurt. You don't know if Embiid gonna make it through the whole thing. You don't know if KD gonna make it through the whole thing. Kyrie, he's suspect here and there. You just never know. So I just think that right now, with the way we playing basketball, the Knicks will knock off anybody. I just believe they deep. I believe Reggie Bullock could slow James Harden down. James Harden, he might get his point, but he's gonna be hard for him to get him. You know, and I think even Elva Payton, we know Kyrie gonna run him up because he like Elva Payton can't hold that dude for some reason. But I just think I like our defense and the way our offense is starting to come around. I just think I give us a good shot to beat a lot of teams, man. So I'm excited about it, man. We playoff bound, man. Ain't no ifs and buts about it no more. BX, we up in here now. All we gotta do is keep scoreboard watching. I guess that's what we ain't watching for tanking no more. We ain't watching to see who we gonna get in the draft. We watching the scoreboard, see where we gonna be at. And this time of year in New York City, we haven't been like this in 8 years. You know what I mean? It's exciting to see, man. I am amped with this New York basketball team, man. I've been all year long. I'm more amped now because I just seen the resiliency. I seen us go through these peaks and valleys. We lose 5 games. Hey, we had a 5 game out of 6 losses, bounce back and won 5 in a row. And that, to me, that tell you how resilient this team is. They don't have that losing mentality, and they on to something. And I think Reggie Bullock said in one interview, after he had a couple of games, he said, "We know what spot we want to be in." Right there to Rebecca Harlow, he said, "Listen, we know what spot we want to be in." They playing like they want that spot. So salute to the Knicks. You just got to keep fighting. Yes, man.
Yeah. So what that tells me is they not just playing to make the playoffs. They playing for a particular spot in the playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when they lost that those 3 games in a row, they just tightened it up and came back with a vengeance. I mean, 5-0. I think this is the first time we've won 5 games.
Yes.
In a row. I think we've lost 3 in a row this season earlier. But you know, I'm just excited, like you said, about this team. We get that 4 and 5 seed, we can win that. We go into the second round. We play Brooklyn. New York is going to be on fire. New York is going to be on fire if the Nets are playing the Knicks. And like you said, anything can happen. And injuries are part of the game. I don't wish that on anybody. But you can't say, they won this series because so-and-so is injured. You look back over all of those championships, some key players were injured, didn't play in the series, didn't play well in the series. There's no asterisks. Won it. You know, you won. Nobody can say, they won, but Magic Johnson got hurt or Isaiah Thomas' ankle was hot. No, you won. And that's the same thing. Injuries or not, that's a part of the game. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but yeah. So
I say with the Knicks, you know me. I've been saying it. You know, I'm not saying they're going to win the title, but they're going on. I personally think they're going on a deep run because of the defense, the way they play defense, the way they play team basketball, and playoff wins. The Detroit Pistons, they didn't have a superstar, so-called. And how many championships they won in the 2000s? They were championship caliber team. They played team defense. They had the same concept, the same model. You know, team first, unselfish basketball. Those are the winning formulas. We've seen it in the past. You know, history tends to repeat itself, and I'm seeing a lot of similarities with the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons that won those titles. Why can't we? That's my motto. Why can't we? You know, it's been a crazy 2020-21 season. You've seen a lot of superstars getting injured. Not, you know, they do have enough time to get back and get their legs, their playoff legs. You know, get in there. You know, you get a New York Knicks, and I said it with a head coach. I will take them over 90% of the coaching staff in the Eastern Conference going to this playoff. My coaching staff, they prepared, they smart, they know. Thibodeau has been in the championship. He was an assistant coach under Doc Rivers with the Boston Celtics. He knows what it takes to win an NBA title, how to game plan, how to execute. So I like that, my chances. Going in there, and no matter who we play, the only one is Philadelphia, Doc Rivers, but Doc Rivers hasn't won a title without Tom Thibodeau. So, you know, we could put that narrative. You know, he's not on the coaching staff, so you haven't done it either. So, you know, we could beat them. Embiid is going to be a handful, but, you know, we'll worry that when that I like our three. We could play a 3-handed center. You know, when Novell Powell, you know, he gives contribute. You know, there's so much there, and it's a special game, 7-game series. There's going to be always in-game adjustments. You got time in between the games of series to make your adjustment, to go over practice, and you give this team New York Knicks time and to practice and adjust and make changes in a playoff series. I like my chances. That's why, I might be. They might say I'm drinking a Kool-Aid or the Knicks, but you know what? I'm trying to be as much realistic and positive as possible with this team. The way the body of work that I've seen this season gives me that aspiration, that hope that I think they could go on a real deep run, and not just a one and bounce, not a gentleman's appearance and bounce. No, I think they really could make a lot of noise in this Eastern Conference playoff race. They could be this version of the Miami Heat of last year. They went all the way.
Sorry.
On that. No, go ahead. Steph. Go ahead.
The only thing I would feel better about what you're saying if I can count on we can count on our defense game in and game out. If we could count on our offense game in and game out, I would be right there with you. The offense right now is playing well. Burke stepped up, before the injury. Randall, scored more last night. But the offense is just so hit or miss. And that's my only concern about the playoffs, because the other teams are going to turn it up too. Right?
Absolutely.
And so now, it's going to be a little harder for us to get the shots that we want. And we have a lot of players who haven't been in that type of atmosphere, even though you can argue that we're in a playoff atmosphere right now, trying to get every game, for our seeding. And I do think that's how the Knicks are approaching these games. But I would feel I think we can go on a run. I would feel much better if we were a little better offensive team, a little more consistent offensive team, even though we've been picking it up over the past few years.
Yeah, with these few games remaining, we stay on the season. Maybe this is where they could fine-tune it with their offense. You've seen a lot of two-man games with a lot of different players developing. Right. You've seen it with Rose and Gibson. You see the two-man game there. You see with Bullock and Randall and RJ. He trusted them. And I know you didn't see the replay, but there's going to be no spoiler. The Knicks won, but I'm gonna give you a little spoiler to look out for in the fourth quarter. Yeah. There's a play that he trusts RJ Barrett, and he hits a wide open jumper that was a swing play coming in the fourth quarter. Keep an eye on that one. Those type of two-man games that are developing, not just with just the same usual suspect, but other teammates, which is really good to see. I know me and Divine been talking about that. What do you think about that, Divine?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you one thing I'm comfortable with, and I agree with Steph 100% about. They never been in the playoff atmosphere, so it's different. But I'll tell you one thing I'm glad about. RJ Barrett, when him and Zion was in Duke, they was going to the Final Four trying to get there. They was in that atmosphere, win to go home atmosphere. Randall Quick was playing with Kentucky that year, SEC championship. They was in kind of like major game. It ain't the NBA, but they was in crunch. They was in games where you win to go home. Yeah, right. and I feel good about RJ in that situation, because just being at Duke, trying to get to the Sweet 16 in that competitive atmosphere, knowing that if you lose this game, you're going home and enjoy your summer. So guys like that, but Noel been there, Todd's been there, Derrick Rose been there, Randall got close to it, but I'm kind of confident because I think we got Tom Thibodeau who been there, you know what I mean, and I think between him, Todd Gibson, and Derrick Rose and Northern Noel been there. I think Burks might have been there as well in the playoffs a couple of times. So I kind of got an idea that, okay, God, listen, this is what y'all about to be up against. If there was a bunch of young guys, then I would worry a little bit. But I just think because we got those savvy veterans who've been there, Todd Gibson is like a coach on the floor. All right, God, just get your composure. This is about to come at you. I'm hoping that's the case. You know what I mean? But I agree with Steph 100%. A lot of them guys haven't been there. But I think with the leadership from the coaching staff and the player that we brought in, which is so key, them veterans, I think it might, hopefully it pans out for us, that it can work in our favor. Yeah. But it's going to be interesting, though. It's going to be real interesting, man. This is going to be that also type for us. So, like, man, do I need to go take a and all this stuff? It's crazy, man. I mean, last night I'm sitting on my couch. I was comfortable the whole game. But, man, when Julius Randle kicked that ball to RJ, and RJ hit that three, and the way he hit the three, he ran back to the sideline like, this is what I do. That's like that game against this is what I do. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm good. Yeah. So it was awesome. And when you watch the game, though, Steph, I hate to tell you about the game, but man, when Finney
it's Smith okay. I was seeing some pieces. I was in and out. I was falling.
Yeah, that Noel block on Finney Smith turned that game around. And I'm like, okay, he coming out here thinking he about to throw this, and Nolan Wells, all this was over the rim, and he just boom. I'm like, okay. Man, that was crazy. That I was like, that was unbelievable. So they going hard down there, man. But and the one thing about last night, you can't say Dallas wasn't healthy. Dallas had they do major plays with them, so you can't say the Knicks went in there. Listen, we went in New Orleans, beat Brandon Ingram and Zion. We went into Dallas, beat Chris Stapps and Luka Doncic. That ain't no fluke. Ain't no fluke. You know what I mean? So granted, we beat the Lakers without AD in them, but hey, that's just another story. But still, I know we would have competed though. We would Knicks just competing. I think they compete against anybody. I think they could give themselves a good chance to win basketball games. And I think that's all we want as Knicks fans is Knicks fans, you playing hard, we accept it. Even if you lose, as long as we play hard. We might feel a little bad that we lost the game, but we be excited because we play hard, man. So I think we on to something. Baba Booey said net fans are fake fans and eat leaves. Whatever. Baba Booey, we got Baba Booey be wilding in the chat. But salute to the chat though. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. Divine Bronx Jedi 7-6. We got the Queen, Queen's Court in the building. Stephanie, we in here, man. Just talking Knicks this morning. Great win last night coming out of Dallas. We got to get up the next day, going matinee game 1:00 against the Pelicans. Pelicans gonna be in a revenge game. But you know what? I ain't trying to hear it. We're going to get that tomorrow. It's a wrap. So let's go get this 31st win tomorrow, man. We be good, Steph.
Yeah, and not only that, if you notice this year, we playing pretty good in these morning in these early afternoon games. I know in the season past it would take us a little while to kind of maybe by the second quarter to kind of get with it, but in these games we've been starting these games pretty good. So I'm not even concerned about the early start. It's just most about, I'm sure New Orleans is going to make adjustments from the loss, and are we going to be able to? I'm not even questioning. We will be able to kind of pick up whatever adjustments that they're making. Like Bullock said, they have their eye on a specific spot that they want to be in, and New Orleans is just in the way. So I think that's how they're going to come out and approach this game tomorrow.
Yeah, right. So Spring System Lower, aka Chop Low, they salute Auntie Steph. I'm be a Jedi. Chop Low, we see you. Thanks for chiming in, my brother. You know how we do. It's all good, man. And I'm BX, man. We just got to go get it tomorrow, man. I'm ready to get this thing popping tomorrow. We got to go in there, put that zone on Zion Williamson. Don't let it like they did in that second half of that last game. And it's all good, brother. I think we be all good.
Yeah, I read a comment there from Baba Boo says, "No J.R. Smith coming from the strip club to the court hungover." Oh my God.
right. They locked in. You're right. None of that.
Oh, it's too much. Yeah. They locked in those early start games. They're full. And I think with Tibbs, I don't think you're not gonna play that game. You better be there early for shoot around early. On time. Be here or you're not gonna play. Plain and simple. So they put these guys on notice. The coaching staff from the very beginning. They set the tone with the front office and the coaching staff with that. Absolutely there. And I saw a report from Woj Janowski that Donovan Mitchell with the MRIs and all that, he's going to be fine. No structural damage. He's going to miss several games.
Oh, good.
So I'm glad he's back. He's going to be back. Queens native. New York native. Hope. We know what happened in the draft. We could hindsight is 20/20 with him, but what can we do? But we'll move forward with that one. But hope he gets back. It gets healthy and strong coming in there for Utah. And I am looking forward for tomorrow's afternoon game because it's an afternoon game. You go there, you watch it, you get it going, and we'll view it and we'll see how New Orleans is gonna bounce back and see what they're gonna give us because that's an afternoon game. How they're gonna just coming across. Flying in here, although I think they're in the East Coast. I think they played Boston. If I'm not mistaken, or they played. I'll look real quick. I know they played. They're on a road trip as well. They were on a road trip and they were on the road, and they played, and they're on the East Coast and they'll come into Madison Square Garden. Hopefully, we'll knock them off, and get that sweep, that home and home back-to-back game with them and move forward and improve. Man, I just want to keep improving. Keep seeing. Developing. I want to see if Coach Thibodeau continues that high pick and roll success that Todd Gibson and Alex Burke had. Now, if he could do it with another player coming off of that, because Todd Gibson setting those screens in the Pelican game, was a big key in the fourth quarter that allowed Alex Burke come around that, either hit the jumper or he had many options. He could hit the jumper, open man, drive to the basket and get those fouls. That was a very high effective play going forward in the Arsenal with Taj Gibson. It all starts with the picks and the screens that he's setting. Now, can he do it with another player, maybe with an RJ or any other player? See, this is where it's important that if Frank Ntilikina will have more confidence in his offense, because those high pick and rolls that he sets him could help this young man develop. But maybe he play him some more minutes. Maybe that could something they could work on. But like my point is that there's a lot of two-man games that a lot of players are trusting one another. Remember, now they're gelling, they're trusting, they know each other, they know their tendencies, and they know each other. So that's a good thing going forward. And I think their offense will get improved going forward to the last few games. And that's why I come saying that I think they could do a real good run in the playoffs going forward and going ahead. And with all that changing around, I want to see them develop this two-man game and the rapport and the confidence in the shooting. They're getting better in shooting. Their three-point shooting is much more improved and timely. Like we always were complaining, the timely hoops and they're executing. They're in stride and they're keeping it basic as well, which is a good thing. They're not doing nothing flashy. And my point was with Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose didn't have that mishap with the COVIDity and not missed all those games, could he have been part of the maybe a 6 man of the year running or in the 6 man of the year conversation? Just think of that. Coach of the year, 6 man of the year, possible MVP, all in the conversation with the New York Knicks going forward. I would have liked to see Derrick Rose, be considered. Now, I know he doesn't have the amount of body work or time maybe to be considered a 6 man. I'm pretty sure there's better other 6 men having much more impact on the team. But definitely Derrick Rose has been a blessing sent to this team.
For sure. And I'm sorry, go ahead, Devon.
No, go ahead, Steph. No, you good.
Just briefly, I'm wondering how much COVID is impacting him. He's playing well though, but I've seen him play better, but he is playing well, and you can see like that the last game or two he's playing better and better. This guy, even with all the injuries, he still got the athleticism, right? How he gets up, how he, this guy, he may have lost some of it, but he was way ahead anyway. So even losing it, he's some of it, he's still real athletic. Come playoff time, as he gets better and better and better, watch out. Some of the shots this guy makes, how he takes the contact and still able to hit the shot. His 3-point shot is better than I thought it would be with him, him coming to the team. I was like, I don't know how much of a 3-point shooter he'll be, but he'll help us. But I don't know what his percentage is. It may not be very high, but he's still surprising me with that 3-point shot with his mid-range. He's scoring on all 3 levels. The mid-range shot, driving in, pulling up, taking it all the way to the rack. His vision in terms of seeing people getting them easy shots. I just hope that as the season goes on and it gets further and further away from the COVID illness, if that's what's still bothering him, I'm not sure. He's going to get better and better. And come playoff time, he's really going to shine for us. Because one thing about the playoffs, guys who've been there before, they already know what it is. So they already know what the mindset needs to be. They know they need to be sharp. So, and when the playoff time comes, I said it here first, and you watch. Rose's game is going up to another level in that playoff series. He knows what it takes. He'll be sharp. He'll be ready.
Yeah, Rose is shooting 34% for the season.
34. Okay, not that great.
League average is 35, so he might catch a groove. He might get above league average. But you know what? It's a testament to 2 people I would like to say, man. Him and Melo. Derrick Rose and Carmelo Anthony at this time of the year in just a day game, and took care of their bodies. Melo took care of his body. Derrick Rose stayed in shape, and these cats still in the NBA right now playing a pivotal role on a playoff team. You know what I mean? Right. And you got to salute guys like that, man, who say, you know what? I know I'm not the man no more, but I'm gonna come in and play my part and get in where I fit in, and it's working out for both of us. So salute to Carmelo Anthony and Derrick Rose. And like we go before we close the show later on, let me get into another segment that we're gonna talk about Steph and how she felt about her show yesterday. But let me throw for the Pelicans game tomorrow. Let me throw the promo in there for tomorrow for the Pelicans game. Then when we come back in, we'll talk to Steph about the show. We get up out of here and get ready for the night show tonight, guys. Y'all know what the New York Knicks, we know what time it is. The morning, the night show, we on prime time, 8:30 tonight. We'll get into that. But let me plug the show, man. Then we get back at it. Yeah. Real quick, we
That's
back, man.
fire.
Morning show, appreciate it. Next Real Talk, the morning show, Divine Bronx Jedi 7-6. We got the Queen of Queens, quarter of the building, Stephanie, man, and we're gonna get into it before we get up out of here today. But y'all know what it is tonight, 8:30. Next Real Talk, the night show. We be in here, man, talking some more content later on today. But real quick, Queen, talk to us about the show, man. How you felt about the show yesterday, man? It was fire to me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I had a lot of fun. Now, obviously, your first show, you're nervous coming in, and I definitely was. Especially starting the show, I was nervous. I kind of got into it a little bit. As the show went on, I relaxed a little bit. I felt more comfortable. I had so many notes, so many stats, but once you get into the show, it's kind of hard to look down, see the stat, come back up to the show. I'm grateful Chris was there, not just for her insight, but when she talked, it gave me that opportunity to look at my notes and kind of review what I wanted to say coming up. And shout out to her. I wasn't sure I was going to have any panelists, and so I was prepared to do the entire show by myself, which would have been tough. But I was prepared to do it, just to get it started. I appreciate the turnout. You never know when you start a show what it's going to be like. And even one show you can have a lot of people tune in, and the next show you may not. But like Divine, you said from the beginning, it's about the love of the Knicks. It's not really about how many viewers are on the show. It's about your love for the Knicks and being able to share that and being able to talk about it with other Knicks fans, even if it's just one other Knicks fan, right? To be able to talk about it. It's a lot of prep, but I think as time goes on, it'll get easier because it's a weekly show. You got to sift through and decide what you're going to talk about, which points you're going to make, which stats you're going to include. So it was just a lot, but I think it was because it was my first time. And you just polish it up from there, The next show, I don't know how this went over. I think I'm going to change that. I got to tighten this up a little bit. It's a process. For me, I'm not trying to be perfect, just trying to keep it real, right? And just hopefully, other females will see a panel. Like for me, it didn't matter that it was all fellas on the panel. I was a little nervous at first. Took me a few weeks before I reached out to Sim. But the show resonated with me so much, I just had to do it. But other people may not do that. There may be other females who may not, feel comfortable doing that. So hopefully with this show, they'll feel more comfortable being more active in the chat, falling into the show, perhaps even being on the panel. I know there are a lot of females who do listen to Nothing But Knicks and do listen to these shows while they're driving or what have you, but they're not sitting down in the chat or, calling in, but they're listening. And so we're just hoping that with this show, and if you know anybody, shoot them the link, even if they don't come on the panel, they can still listen, they can still listen to the show. And then hopefully show that even though it's female panelists, that it's not like that we know our stuff as well, and that, it's not like a side show, like this is a real Knicks show. And the only difference is that females are on the panel. But in terms of in the Knicks knowledge, in terms of us kicking it, it's the same, so that's important to me as well. And let's see where it goes. I'm having fun. Let's see where it goes.
Good. Yeah, real quick. Let me show you love. Let me show you the love you're getting. Frank Mantle, Stephanie did an amazing job. Frank Mantle, Stephanie, keep the show coming. And Cy Johnson, Queen, Stephanie, you did a great thumbs up. That's the love because you did do a great job. We want to first and foremost thank Simeon Russell, aka the Pod. And Nothing But Knicks. Let me tell y'all something. If you want the real content, you want the dialogue, you want the intelligent mind, you go down to NBK, where we got it popping down there all the time. Salute to Sim. Sim, we appreciate you, man, for bringing the queen to the show, getting her on her own show. Is well deserved. Y'all know me, the AKA the Black Doris Burke, for real. So let's keep that in mind. And that's just a respect level we have for you. And we thank you so much for coming on the morning show with us. You the sister to us, man. We thank you. But everybody out there, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Queen's Court is in the building. Y'all go check her out, support. and keep it real, man. And what ladies' night or what a night, y'all know what it is, man. Keep it coming. And BX, man, chime in on that, man, and give me your thought, brother.
Absolutely. Many success for you going forward with this show. Like I said, speaking with you each and every day, like I always say, you're such a class act, a wonderful person to speak with. Great conversation. I know you're going to bring that same vibe to your show. I know it's going to go forward. And I know Chris, I'm a big fan of hers right now as well. I'm hearing her when she says she's from the Bronx too. I was like,
salute, Chris, salute.
Salute. I will tell her. She just left earlier too. She had to get to work.
Yeah, so a salute to her. I'm big from the Bronx. I was like, yes. So yeah, I would love her one of these days to come on and speak with her as well. Come, you know. And we want to, it's a diverse show. Everyone's welcome on our show, and no matter where you're from, where you come from, your background, anything, we welcome all. And I encourage all you ladies to please listen to our show. Be a panelist. Come on out. Be a panelist here. It doesn't matter. We want to hear your point of view. We love the point of view from everyone. The New York Knicks it's what we love. So we want to enjoy together. Hear your thoughts and your takes on it. You might see something that we don't see with the Knicks team, body language or XYZ. We want to hear your take. You guys are very important as a fan together, and we want to go forward with it and show that we all love the Knicks. So I hope your show really takes off. Like I said, you got my like and my subscribe, my notifications, and I'm there front and center, and I'm enjoying what content you bring. Like I said, I enjoyed it. And I appreciate the way you broke down quickly and Toppin's college 3-point shooting percentage and all those. I know how it is to prep and find those tidbits. And sometimes you might forget that you have tidbits and notes that you wrote and you forgot to bring it on the show. It happens.
Yes, I did.
It happens to me. Or how you want to deliver the line to it, and you're like, but hey, it's gonna come with nature because you're gonna have fun. Like you said the key word. You're gonna have fun. When you have fun doing this, it goes so quick. You're like, wow, I've been on for X amount of time already, and it's so fun, and you're looking forward for the next program to do, and talking to my co-host or in your case your co-host and all the fans, or the chat. When you start laughing and you start enjoying it and seeing the feedback and all that, and that's what makes it come full circle. And I know you're gonna keep doing well. I know you're gonna do it, and from Knicks Real Talk, you have our support 1,000%. Any way, any shape you can do. If you need if you need any like videos that I montage, I'm willing to help you with that as well. I know you have Sim that he's a genius when it comes to these podcasts. But if you like our videos, I wouldn't mind making you one as well. I'm doing and saying it live here for you, and you guys, Bron Jedi, you got my support because you're just coming along as a class act, wonderful person, and I wish you more success.
To me, it's just about showing love. When Divine said he had a show, I got to get on. I gotta show love. And I did shout out the show in the beginning. I don't know if y'all heard it. I shouted out all of the NBA fam shows. I know you guys do an evening show, but I wasn't sure. I know you do a morning show the day of the game, but the evening show, when is that? Is that the night before the game?
Yeah, well, we did now. We changed it up. We do both of them the day after the game. So even the morning show now, we come on after the game. We do both of them in one day. But real quick, this is the point I want to say this, and the reason why this is the love I got for Steph. I was at Steph's inauguration when she first came on the NBA panel. Me and Seminole was on there. Stephanie's first show. She said, she came on the panel, and ever since then, it took off. And then, so that's why I feel so good about what you're going through, sis, and the thing that you contribute. You're a very articulate woman. You know your basketball. You deal with the reality, the truth, no hyperbole, no propaganda. You just bring it straight from the heart, from the gut, from the mind. And like I said, I remember when you first came on NBK, she was a little nervous, but now you ain't nothing nervous there. You the real deal, Steph. So salute to you, man. And we grateful that you came on our panel. But we most grateful that you were part of the New York Knicks fan base, bringing content, period. You know what I mean? Because we do need to support our women out there, man. They're the backbone of this thing, man. So, don't front, man. Y'all go out there supporting the women, whatever endeavor they may be doing, whether it's basketball, whatever, support the women, man. Y'all know what it is. Without them, it ain't none of us. You know what I mean? So let's keep it real. And keep supporting that show, man. And Baba Boy says, Stephanie, bring Kev Dusty hat on Laugh Aloud, not on Cornerstone. So these cats be getting it, man. Steph, they keep us going, but these dudes is funny, but we love them though. You know, the fans make the show don't make the fans. You know this, so that's what to do, man. But listen, we're gonna get out of here pretty soon, man, and we're gonna go through some last words. And like I said, God, tonight, the night show 8:30, man. You know, we on prime time, man. So let's get it tonight. But BX. Give me your last thoughts, man, before we get out of here and we let Steph close the show. Then I'll get in there and we drop our little promo and we out, man.
I want to thank you, Stephanie, for coming on and being our guest. You're always welcome here. All your doors are always welcome and always bringing that hot take on us. I want to thank everyone in the chat that contributed, from Brooklyn Belly to Tim Smith to Baba Pui to Chop Below to everyone on there. If I'm missing your name, Frank Matos, Frank Callis, Camilio, we thank you, and everyone that's view us and listen to us and watch us on the replay and hit those thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share this content. We do this from a fan to a fans for the fans, and this Nick Real Talk. I appreciate it. I want to also give a shout out to Curtis, the service tech, my barber Alex, who's always keeping me fresh and keeping me, my haircut. I'll give you a shout out with that. I want to thank Steve from Elite Maintenance. He always listens. For Danny Roman, who comes on. I know you, Danny. I see you. A family member right there, and I appreciate it. And Dangerous, and follow his podcast, Wife of Crime podcast. He's one of my good friends, and he has a podcast as well. And I told him I'll, give him support. And Mikey has his channel on there. I know he's listening currently right now. And I thank every one of you guys. You guys have a good afternoon. Go out down and about. Go do your errands. If you guys go to work for your grind, Saturday, a feel good Saturday, spring day. Enjoy that beautiful weather. And Bronx Jedi will be back later on tonight with Divine, and we'll break into the Pelicans upcoming matchup, and we'll give you more content on it. And whatever news and notes around the league, please stay informed to us on our Facebook page. Follow us on Knicks Real Talk, and also on Instagram and Twitter, Knicks Real Talk, the page and the group, and we'll keep you informed. And this Bronx Jedi is wishing you a good afternoon. I'll see you a little later. Back to you, Divine.
Okay, Queen, you want to take us out with something, man? Give us your last thoughts for the day.
Well, first, thank you, Divine. BX, I appreciate being on the show. I appreciate the love,
Yes.
To be, welcomed on the show whenever I pop on. And, even sometimes I don't pop on, I still listen. I still listen. Sometimes it's early in the morning. I have like my morning, I'm off today, so it's easy. I have my morning routine, so I can't really pop on, but I'll have it on and I'll be listening. So I appreciate you. And because I'm listening, I can't be in the chat or I can't hit the like button, but I'm still listening to you guys, and I appreciate, I appreciate what you're doing, and yeah, I just appreciate what you're doing. The Knicks, hopefully we get that 4th or 5th seed. I'm really looking forward to these next slate of games, seeing who steps up in Burke's absence, to continuing to see RJ grow, and just to see, I think it was Divine, it might have been BXA, how we peaking right now, and we're peaking at the right time, and we definitely want to be peaking when we get on that West Coast. So I'm excited about it, and I'm appreciative of the show, and I also want to shout out Simeon Russell, Nothing But Knicks, for asking me, if I wanted to host a show on the channel, and just really being really cool about it, like not really pressing me, because it's on his channel. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. Just working on the logo, working on the graphics, whatever. And as far as the content, just kind of giving me the freedom to structure it the way I want, the way I want to structure it. Out of respect, I still sent him an outline. This is what I want to do. But, he's just a real cool person and not overbearing, and just like, take it, and just kind of do it. And I appreciate it. And I could have my own show on my own channel, but I got to be honest. I like the fact where I just focus on the content and just pop on and start talking. And I don't have to worry about any other stuff, where my life is right now. So I appreciate the opportunity, and I appreciate y'all support.
Yeah. Y'all look out for that notification for Queen's Court, man. Y'all check the notification on MBK, so y'all know when she popping on, man. Y'all go on and keep supporting, man. It's important. It's important that you support these streams, all of them. Knicks and Bruises, Die Hard, Legion, everybody, man. Support these streams because they bring you content from a fan for the fans. But you know, here on Knicks Real Talk, the fans make the show. The show don't make the fans. Without you, there ain't no reason for us to even do this. You know what I mean? So we appreciate all y'all in there. Let me give a quick shout out. Frank Matto, Baba Bowie, Supreme System Law, a.k.a. Chop Low, Camilio, Tim Smith, everybody up in here today, man, who didn't get here. We know y'all listening. Are you doing your thing? You out there on the Saturday on your grind? But like I said, man, it's a pleasure bringing the content to you guys. Y'all have a beautiful Saturday. Y'all know it is COVID-19 still out there. Wear your mask, keep a distance, wash your hands, protect yourself, your loved ones, your friends, your neighbors, man. We all in this together till we get this thing resolved. And then we'll see y'all tonight, man. And like I said, once again, salute to the Queen and salute to everybody out there, man, for chiming in on the show. And, you know, we're gonna go out with the bang as always, man. And so just enjoy, man. We'll see y'all tonight, man. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show. We about to sign off. Yo, peace out to everybody.
Achilles music.